Okay, I'm going to show you real quick. We got some apples, and fall is apple season, so for the harder apples. So I'm going to show you how I dry them for chips and for just future storage. So stay with us. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our apples here. And these are just Jonathan apples. So I'm going to take my apple core peeler here. Again, I got this at so got it a few years ago. So you can get these spacers to be different, and so they're wider, so your spirals are different. So you get these that are different spacings, so you can have different spacings. You can have this where it takes off, so this only peels it and it doesn't core it. So if you just want to peel it, then you just move this to the side. But I want to peel and core it. So let me get it attached, and we'll go. And I'll show you. My kids really enjoy dried apples. So just stick them apple here, and you just always peel it quickly, and then I get to the end and I just have to support this so until it gets started, because I've used it quite a bit. So the chickens really enjoy the peels, so I just give them the peels. And the holes, but I usually do it in a because apple peels and cores have some small amount of arsenic in it, but not enough to really hurt them. So first we're going to get these peeled. So I'll peel the rest of these, and then I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so what we do now, because I spiral cut them, all I want to do is find the end here where it starts and just run my knife down it. So now I can take the tops off, and they will revert back to a circle. So, and I just want to flop them in this lemon juice that I have here. You want the citric acid on them to help keep them. It keeps them from turning brown. So you just want enough to coat them. You can leave them in here a little longer if you want them to be a little tart. So, but you can also use citric acid powder and just put it in a little water, and that puts them together, or keeps it from too. So again, you just take right at the start of your apple where it starts cutting, and then that allows it to cut a little bit down to make perfect little rounds without having to use a mandolin, without having to slice them by hand. Some people just core them and then slice them by hand, and to me that just takes too much time. And it's can be hard to use a mandolin on a softer apple. So let me get these sliced up and put on the plates, and I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so I have my Excalibur trays here. I've got them all dipped in lemon juice, and so for just half of them, I'm just going to take some cinnamon and just kind of dust the tops. Some of the kids really like the cinnamon apple ones, and some of them prefer just the other. So some of the kids really and I don't use I have the Ceylon cinnamon, but it seems to be really bitter when used like this, so we just use the regular cinnamon. So some of them's a little dusted a little bit, but not not as much as the top ones. So we will get these dried. Okay, so we're going to put these in the dryer on 135 degrees for about 8 hours. You can go in and check them after about 4 hours and flip them. It depends again on the thickness of your apples, the density of your apples. Sometimes the softer apples dry a little faster than the harder apples. This depends on how full you have it, the humidity in the air, so you kind of just do how your dryer seems to work. So we'll get these on and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Okay, so these apples have dried about 12 hours now. I just put them in overnight and then got back when I got back from work. So they are dry. They are not overly dry. You can continue drying them to be more dry and more crispy. But if you want to make sure that all the liquid is out, we want them just a little chewy still. So, but they are dried enough for packing. You can put these in jars and use a food saver lid to take out the air to seal them for a little longer with a like an air absorber for a little bit longer storage. But usually we just throw them in a pack here, and they can be put in the freezer, or you can just put them on the shelf and or counter, and they can the kids can eat them. So this is my version of just dried apples, and this is a healthier snack. If you liked this video, please comment, like, give me a thumbs up, and share, and then put comments of anything else that you put on some of these. Like some of them, you can put other flavorings on them. Some I've heard of, I haven't tried it myself, putting on Jello seasoning, like strawberry Jello seasoning, or just Jello, dry Jello mix, and then that just dries on there. You can put honey on it. You can sprinkle just sugar on it. Some people, you can sprinkle those little, if you want them a little more tart, you can sprinkle those true lemon powder on it. So there's a lot you can do with it as you dry it. So again, like I said, just leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.